My first impression of Benja is he looks like he's probably lived outside like a pirate for a long time.
Jack Sparrow, a guy looks like a pirate. The Argentinian pirate.
Rodrigo is the type of guy that you really just want to sip a glass of wine with and talk about life. This man is the nicest guy I've ever met, and he's jacked.
They're all hot. First impression of Grant, hot.
First impression of Grant, that dude's a monster. I mean, I've never seen nobody run that hard and throw up at the same time.
First impressions of Nathan are, oh my God, he's absolutely gorgeous. His face is literally flawless. And I'm like, but how dirty are you willing to get when you look that good?
My first impression of Tristan is he looks athletic, has a cool accent.
Tristan's adorable.
First impression of Justine, she is so beautiful. Like her body, she's on my vision board of what I plan to look like when this is all over.
First impression of Cass. I'm not looking for love, people, but goddamn, she is beautiful. You know, she opened up a school in Thailand for kids. That really touched me when she told me that story.
She seems like a savage. Kaz trains a lot of Muay Thai, so she's on the bag. She's in the gym a lot, so expect big things out of Kaz.
Theo's ex, Kaz, as much as I want to trust her judgment, I look at who she dated in the past in Theo, and I immediately call it into question.
Ben, I feel like he is a great competitor. He's come from Survivor, and that is not an easy game.
The cowboy hat, that says a lot right there. The man's rough. He's not scared to get down and dirty.
First impression of Danny is wow. Just wow. What a beast.
The guy just coming in, you already know, is gonna bring it. Ex-cowboy, NFL football player.
But NFL player, I gotta give him respect. You know, he could be a physical specimen in here.
My first thoughts of Emily are that she has an Olympic tattoo on her neck, and I don't think people get those for being fans of the Olympics. So I don't know why they thought it was a good idea to bring Michael Phelps here.
We're not gonna talk about Emily because I have been the best swimmer in the history of the show from the second I joined, by far, with basically no second place in sight. So I hate her.
Swimming is generally one of the things that I'm really good at here, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat an Olympic swimmer, but maybe be her friend, right?
My first impression of Zara is little Energizer Bunny.
Zara, what? Gazelle, you see those strides? Oh my goodness, this girl can run.
She's a really fast runner. She seems to be pretty good at everything.
I've already learned that we've got an Olympic athlete, we've got a ninja warrior, we've got football stars. I mean, I was hoping it might just be like some reality TV people, but this is not that.
The first thing I noticed about Sarah is that she had this fire behind her smile. She's intense. I don't know if her and I will necessarily get along, but I really actually respect her fight.
Troy, my first impression is Troy, you look at somebody and you ultimately size them up. So you're thinking in his head, damn, how did this guy just win? So I think he has a lot to show for his size and just, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
First impression of Kiki, pleasant surprise.
Seeing Kiki and then talking to her, it's almost kind of like the impression you get from her out of the gate is kind of different than like who she really is. She seems very intelligent, and she used to work in Vegas, man. So, I mean, you work at pool parties in Vegas, you know how to manipulate people into doing what you want them to do. So I think she's gonna be dangerous.
Kiki's funny. I loved every time that she was running by, she was just had a smile on her face, and she was just had something to say.
Huhui seems fun. Like that is the first impression when I see Huhui. She's fun, she's loud.
It was really interesting meeting Huhui and Claudia for the very first time because I had basically just shook their hands and they asked if I was in an open marriage. Porque necesito chicas.
Perfecto. You were practicing, now you are married.
Yeah. I still got it.
Tori, I think Tori's amazing. She has a really good social game and she wants it. She's been through this from the beginning to the end and she is not a quitter. I really like Tori. She makes me smile and laugh and I would love to work with Tori.
My first impression of the legends, it was like, oh my God. It was a lot of attitude.
I grew up
wanting to be on The Real World, wanting to be on Road Rules, and so Jody's here, and I'm like, hell yeah. And then I got to sit down and talk with her a little bit. We're both moms. We actually had a really good connection.
The biggest impression was of Yes. Just his name, I was like, this guy, it's already a legend. Like, his name is Yes.
Oh, Yes, he's a legend. He's such a nice bloke.
Yes is such a nice man. Yes is the best man in the house.
He seems like a good, solid guy. He seems like an honest guy. He wants to play with a moral compass. I really like Yes.
My first impression of Darrell, he's actually a really sweet guy, and he's really funny and super relatable, I think.
Darrell is like this sexy, tall, dark drink of coffee that I think everybody in the world just wants to take a sip of. Like, he is perfection.
First impression of Amber, stunning. Like, if I had hair like hers, you couldn't talk to me.
Amber, absolutely stunning, and a personality to go with it.
Janae's super sweet. She's a super sweet person, very open. She's an open book, and she just kind of draws you in to make you want to tell her whatever information that she's kind of seeking from you.
My first impression of Theo was that he is his #1 biggest fan. He really talks himself up, and I really respect that because he really sells himself as a confident, capable challenger.
Theo is my double me, so he's so tall, he's a double.
He's a massive guy, not the kind of bloke you want to go up against on the hall brawl, but he seems like a lovely giant.
I've always admired Jordan. He is so strong at everything. I like how he plays the game. He speaks his mind.
Come on, everybody wanted to be on the challenge. Now you on the challenge. Let's go.
I thought he would be more social than he is. I feel like he kind of keeps to himself a little bit, or maybe he just doesn't like me.
The first time that I saw Naya, I was like, oh my God, she's so beautiful. She's huge, so tall.
Naya strikes me as an athlete. She seems like a very competitive person. She looks very physically capable, and I'd imagine she'd be the kind of person that the ladies would be quite scared to go up against.
I think she has a really big heart. She's super genuine, and she seems like a formidable challenger, but a really decent human being, because she didn't need to be lovely and friendly and honest with me, and she was.
Nelson was smaller than what I imagined, but bigger muscles.
With the exception of Theo, I was like, you guys aren't tall.
Kellyanne seems like a really sweet lady. She is very caring. She made us all feel super welcome. I feel like she's the kind of woman who thinks on her feet and thinks smart.
I think she's fearless, and she was gonna tell you how it is.
I love Casey. She's a very sweet girl. She's very kind and open, and she's just shown that she's there for me, like from the start. So I feel like I can confide in her and I can ask her for advice, which I think is important.
She looks like Kalani, and I'm obsessed with Kalani.
Wes is actually he's a cool dude.
Yeah, Wes is a bit cynical, isn't he? You know, obviously you see it a bit on the show, but yeah, it's cool. It's sort of, I don't know, I like his humor.
I don't think Wes's reputation will ever leave him, but I think he can change as a person. So I'm trying to come into the game, meeting him where he is and seeing if that is true of what I've seen on TV.
If you think of the challenge, you think of Johnny Bananas. So actually meeting him in the flesh, I'm not gonna lie, I thought he would have liked me a lot more than what he did. I thought he would have been a bit obsessed with me, but he just seemed very cool, calm and collected, and I was like, if anything, I was trying not to embarrass myself in front of him.
I just felt a lot of like pressure, you know, like, but they are so nice. Like seriously, really good people.